can't believe it's a year since I stood here and introduced my first video here at the market by Bonhams. Back then it wasn't by Bonhams, they've since been acquired. And back then I didn't have 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much to all of you who have subscribed. If you've not done so yet, please do so using the icon in the corner of the screen. Now, I've come back to visit them, not just because it's a year from the time when I first started, but because I want to get back in touch with them and catch up with a few friends here and see what it is they're selling. Let's go and have a look around the garage. So a number of lots coming through the market at the moment are from the London Motor Museum. It went into liquidation a few years ago, and there's been various legal wranglings going on, but now, by order of the High Court, they're selling a number of the exhibits. So let's take a look at some of the screen stars that are here at the market. So this needs very little introduction. Volkswagen Beetle, 1966, in the livery of a Herbie, so the Herbie replica. They've got between £5,000 and £8,000 on this in terms of estimate. So I imagine there's a number of Beetle owners who have done this kind of thing to their car. Ripe for customisation, Beetles anyway, and there's rarely been a more iconic Beetle than the Herbie. Now this is an interesting one. First sight you'd think, oh, that's a Ferrari 400 series 412. Then you spot those strange protuberances on the bonnet, and actually if you move around the back, you'll see that the rear seats are missing. The whole kind of C-pillar's been moved forward, and someone's actually put in a pickup back. At least they've put teak decking in there, which you get in sort of expensive yachts. After all, it is a Ferrari, but what a thing to do to a Ferrari. Now apparently the original V12 engine was rather troublesome, which is why they got the car very cheaply. They got it for a program and built it for Ultimate Wheels back in 2013. But yeah, they put in a 5.7 litre Chevy V8 instead. Presumably back then, 2013, you'd be able to get these kind of cars for probably only about 20,000 anyway, and then if it got a troublesome engine, probably a lot less than that. So I doubt they paid very much for it, but what would you do with this now other than have it as a bit of a curio? Not sure you'd want to be taking it out for a picnic or putting anything too industrial in the back. Apparently under there is a big Bang & Olufsen outdoor speaker, so presumably it's got some kind of big stereo in it. But yeah, chances are you won't see another one. So the estimate on this now is between £15,000 and £20,000. I guess if it still had a Ferrari engine in it, it would probably go for a little bit more. I have to stand back a little bit for this one to get the armchair in. Unmistakable Mr. Bean or replica, or possibly one of the real ones that were used, but from Mr. Bean, the Mini, Leyland Mini, this one is a 1976 Mini, just 1 litre, and it even features the yellow green paint with the black bonnet and the armchair on the top. And if we look down the side, well, it also has the bolt for the padlock on the door. Otherwise fairly unremarkable as to what you could actually, what could you do with it. I'm not sure you could drive it with that on the top. Don't think it's even fixed. And apparently signed by Rowan Atkinson in 2015, although somewhat worn off now. The guide price for this Mr. Bean recreation or homage, £15,000 to £20,000. Now the chances are none of you know what this is, or very few people would know what this is. There weren't ever many made. Can't understand why, can you? but it's an ETV Coupe Concept. It's ETV standing for extraterrestrial vehicle. Apparently there are a handful of these made and designed to feature in the film I, Robot, the Will Smith one, him of recent fame or infamy, but by all accounts none of them actually appeared in the film. So there we go, it's a bit of an odd one, based on a Chevy, either a Chevy Aveo or a Cobalt, but it's only got a sort of, well, we're not sure, it's either one of the original sort of Chevy 1.6 litre engine or possibly a 2.2 litre Ecotec. But yeah, very strange thing. Not sure what you do with that. It's estimated at £8,000 to £12,000. Well, this one really needs no introduction either. A Batmobile. This one is based on the sort of Michael Keaton era Batman 1989 films. It's actually based on a 1965 Ford Mustang and was made, we believe, by Z Cars. And they've used a Chevy 350 cubic inch V8. Has been drivable, maybe not drivable just yet, needs probably recommissioning, been sat in a museum for a little while. But what a thing, so it's really hard to estimate and value something like this, but they've put £20,000 to £30,000 on it, and already it's pretty much near the top of that range in terms of the bids. What a thing to put on your driveway if you've got a very long driveway. I don't think you could fit this in a standard garage. You'd have to have some kind of cave, I guess. There's a few other cars from London Motor Museum, like this Bentley Porsche Oddity and BMW 635. But let's take a bit of a look at some of the other highlights that I'll pick out of this garage. First up, how about this Citroen DS 20/5, 1972. Now, I've never been a huge fan of French cars or Citroens, and I suppose these are the only ones that I could feel that is, in any way kind of passionate about. They are such an iconic shape and design, unlike anything else. This one will be coming up for sale shortly, and it's guided £17,000 to £22,000. Also back to the 70s, this 1977 Daimler Sovereign Coupe, the pillarless coupe. So it's the same as the kind of XJC, same kind of idea as that, but with the Daimler badge. And this one's been through the sale and didn't sell, so it's on a buy it now price of £18,995. Striking colour, certainly. I'm surprised someone I know didn't go for that yellow. Now, to many non-Porsche people, this is a Porsche 911. To people who know a little bit, they'll say, oh, it's a 996. To people who really know, they'd say it's either a turbo or actually what it really is a GT2. Pretty rare car from 2002, and only has 8,500 miles on the clock. Manual, of course. So how desirable do you think this is for Porsche enthusiasts when there were very few of them actually built? Well, the guide on this, £125,000 to £165,000. And they say the 996 is the least desirable of the 911s, but hey, look at that. Next up in my highlights, the Lamborghini Murcielago. It's 2008. Has the 6.5 litre V12. Of course, it followed the Diablo, which followed the Countach, which followed the Miura. But, yeah, what a great thing. And the Aventador that followed this is just really going out of production. It's in great sort of spec, very black. Apparently Murcielago in Spanish means bat, although it was named after a fighting bull. Rather appropriate given what else we've seen in the garage today. Yeah, so value 140 to 180,000 pounds. So last up on the highlights, the Ford GT from 2006. So these were made as a sort of a 40th anniversary model from the 1966 Le Mans win. Quite a nice colour scheme there, red with the white racing stripes. Left-hand drive, as they all were of this kind, I think. Now, valuation on these, 320 to 380,000 pounds. Well, that's something. So that concludes my little look round of the lots coming up for sale at the market pretty soon, and a look at the London Motor Museum exhibits. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Send us a comment, send us a question. I reply to them all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.